Hello everybody, I'm TychoCelchuuu, the person on the internet who plays Company Heroes 2 and also casts Company Heroes 2, and right now I'm doing the latter. It's a live game, very live. We just dropped into spectating mode, watching Dave, an excellent player, playing as the the Osthair, also known as the Wehrmacht. I should just call them the Wehrmacht so I don't confuse them with the OKW, because both OKW and Osthair start with O. And playing against CJ Citizen, another excellent player playing as the United States on Langrskaya. And as always, this game is being live cast simultaneously on twitch.tv. So if you're watching this on YouTube, maybe stop by my Twitch channel, give me a follow. The reason I ask for that is because I have almost 7,000 YouTube subscribers and almost 400 Twitch followers. No, more than 400 Twitch followers, but there's a disparity there, and I'm trying to get the numbers more even. So either I could lose a lot of YouTube subscribers or gain a lot of Twitch followers. I'm kind of indifferent as to which happens, but I think it's hard to lose YouTube subscribers. The only thing I've ever found that you can successfully do to lose YouTube subscribers is I posted a ton of Natural Selection 2 videos once, like all in a row on like a day, and I lost like 30 subscribers because they were like, fuck this, don't do this. It's basically the only thing I've done to ever lose a significant number of subscribers. So since it's hard to lose them, these guys were running away before they kept. Since it's hard to lose them, I think it's easier to gain Twitch followers. So I just need about 6,000 Twitch followers, and then we'll be good to go, and I'll stop bugging you guys about it. Twitch chat is talking. RudeK55678 says, yeah. Courage Eagle says, my dude. And Venthela says, Dave plays Ver. Yeah, the joke about Dave is that he always plays the Americans, but today Dave is not playing as the Americans, he's playing as Wehrmacht. And we know this is the real Dave because this is the highest ranked auto match game currently being played, so it cannot be a Dave Smurf unless it is. Oh wow, look at this, a mortar out third after the two riflemen. Is going to be good versus this MG42, if you know what I mean. I mean, it's a mortar. So that's the plan. Interesting. We'll see how this plays out. I'm very intrigued. It's insane in the membrane, as you may have heard the children say. Did anybody see that flicker a few seconds ago? I'm worried that I'm in the Matrix or something. I need a red pill, my dudes, but not that kind of red pill, not the misogynistic red pill. I need the Neo red pill, the Morpheus red pill. Here we go, mortar's opening up, and all of a sudden Dave's like, motherfucker. Whew, imagine if that had landed slightly up and wiped 2 squads instantly. 100% Dave would have alt F4'd. But luckily, both mortar shells whiff, so the German is now well apprised that a mortar exists. He just charges straight at it, which is a very good strategy against these sort of indirect fire weapons. And that worked out pretty well. Mortar forced to retreat back behind the green cover. I would just move it slightly right, put behind the shot blocker so that it can't get shot at all. But whatever, maybe it's fine to use the mortar as bait for your opponent to shoot at it, because they're not going to fucking kill it. So now we'll see how aggro Dave wants to go right outside this base. You're going to start taking losses with 2 riflemen squads shooting at you, not to mention any lucky mortar hits. Already 2 grenadiers dropping. So Dave is no longer aggro. Trying to be aggro, I guess because this Pio squad is about to burst out with flamers, but not able to make it 100% work. One more burst could motherfuck up these rear echelon. They should not get in this house. This is not how you want to do it. Yeah, oof. This is how you lose a rear echelon. I fucking called it! I fucking called it! They got wiped out. So you lose a rear echelon squad, my dudes. Did you see that happen on your screens? Because I saw it happen on my screen. Jeez, it's a good thing the United States does not need to build base buildings, because, oof, that was, oh, that was painful. So, for future reference, don't hop in a building versus a flamethrower. That's only going to make it worse. And if you're low health versus a flamethrower, just retreat. You're not gonna get it. The reason the American players stuck around, they were trying to bait the Pios into sticking around a while and getting shot and getting blown up by the mortar and so on. But at the cost of our rear echelon squad, not worth it. Quick tech to Lieutenant for the United States, trying to push this early pressure with the mortar into more early pressure with the tier 1. And also with Lieutenant with bar. And M20 rush, good, so that's exactly the sort of early pressure that you would expect to see from somebody trying to put some early pressure on the opponent. And Dave's strategy, meanwhile, is just Just chill. Just chill. Build some grenadiers. Take up to tier 2. Build a thing? Maybe a scout car? A scout car could fuck up the M20. Dave does not yet know the M20 is coming. Oof. Lands directly on him. Has Dave seen the lieutenant? Yeah, Dave has seen the lieutenant. He's got some vet, which means shot or been shot at or both. And so that means Dave sees it. And so Dave knows there's some tier 1 stuff afoot. Maybe just a lieutenant, but maybe much trickier stuff. Presumably not just a lieutenant if they bother taking that far up. Looks like this is the remains of a guy who got mortared. Bad times, and we do have an armored car out from Dave. So a good M20 response. Dave maybe heard the M20 in the fog of war. Maybe didn't. We have rear echelons being built very puzzlingly. Maybe to crew the M20, so the M20 crew with a bazooka can hop out and take on people like, for instance, the armored car that United States player has psychically realized is coming out. Who knows? It's hard to know. You tell me. Will you tell me? You won't. Nobody ever tells me anything. Nobody talks to me. Can anybody hear me? Am I talking into the void? Is there people out here? Finally, armored skirts popped on the M20. That seemed relatively late. Boris the Potato saying Dave used to be a wereaboo. I didn't know that. I feel like being a wereaboo is a bit of a dead end in Company Heroes 2 because Imperial Dane has that shit on lockdown. Like, you're never going to be as much of a wereaboo as him, so why even try? Why even bother? Don't you understand? Don't you understand? And we got the switcheroo. The switcheroo I called, and not a moment too soon because the fucking armored car is here. And it is showing off its chops. We have a mortar shells falling in. These people slightly behind the fucking hedge, which means they can't shoot the armored car, which is really unfortunate. And the American player is now mostly pushed off the map, including over here on the right. There's a retreat, and so the American player, despite having better map control right now, is probably going to start going down a bit. Nice. Popping these M20 crewmen into the building so they can shoot the armored car, but I don't think they've got the accuracy to really make this happen. Dave, notice how brazen Dave is. Well, just kidding. Dave being very brazen about this house and actually paying for it, taking a shot from bazooka right there, so that's not great. You don't want to take too many bazooka hits because that can mean you get chased down by the M20 and they fuck you up. Boris the Potato. Interesting to see how Dave always moves everywhere, every time. Do you guys see that fucking flicker? Every time he sees that mortar fire set up again, that's always a good plan. That's how you know Dave is a good player. I said David. And Cuddles says Tycho confirmed. Cuddy says Tycho or Cuddles. Is it Cuddles or Cuddy? It's Cuddles. Tycho confirmed not to live the Stug life. No, I'm fucking Jewish. I can't live the Stug life. But yeah, now we have a counter mortar out from Dave. He's fucking tired of his fucking American mortar fucking up his fucking shit. He's like, I will fix this the only way I know. Mortar combat. Again, hopping in the building. This is just a really good tactic. It gives you the sight and the range that you need to take on the scout car, but don't do it around flames, because for the second time in a row, the United States players... Oh, what the fuck did those piles retreat for? Is it because you're getting mortared? Not worth it. Fucking wipe the squad with one more burst. Don't you remember you already wiped the squad like this? You fucking did it once already. Do that shit again. Man. But, yeah, so Dave pulls out. Yeah, it's good sticking your bazooka crew in a building like that. It gives them a lot of sight and a lot of range so they can really pick off that armored car. And that armored car has just been fucking shut down. This is an excellent play by the American player, swapping out the rear echelon with the M20. They had to rebuild, remember, a rear echelon squad because they lost the first one in that fucking barbecue of a house. Looks like the American mortar is losing the fight versus the German mortar, although it's hard to know how much damage this actually took from other stuff rather than the German mortar, so it's tough to know. I suspect I think the American mortar is firing the German mortar just really inaccurately, because it might be firing at the MG inaccurately. Anyways, it's got to pull out. Oof, man, needed to retreat a moment sooner than the German mortar wouldn't have picked off another crewman. Yeah, so the American player doing pretty good, but Dave is also doing really excellent. Doing a great job creeping up on the right-hand side. Remember, this used to belong to the Americans, but basically just with this one Grenadier squad, more or less, Dave has taken it back. Dave has gone, Jaeger Infantry Doctrine, picked up a Jaeger Command Squad, hooray, hooray, and the Americans, oh, what do we have down here? It's a 3 boring ones. I think Dave repositioned the mortars. The USF mortar barrage range is super short. His mortar. Okay. Don't know exactly what that's in reference to. After all, Dave is an amazing USF player and knows how they tick. Okay. I'm missing something. The air command squad is here, and look at Dave just fucking pinning the opponent in to the base with almost no forces, just 2 infantry squads. This has 1 kill. The M20 has 1 kill. I feel like the M20 crew has been a much bigger MVP this game than the M20. Are they dead, though? Are they in the thing? I think the M20 crew are in the M20, because the rear echelon are outside, sweeping for mines or some bullshit. And I don't think anybody else can get inside the M20, so that's an interesting choice. Oh, Dave knew there was going to be a counter barrage on his mortar, so he repositioned the German mortar. Oh, so it wasn't, the mortar was here before. I see. That would make a lot of sense. But it was far away and firing into the fog of war, so it would make sense if it was just missing too, just scattering. Yeah, so Dave doing a great job pincering, or I don't know pincer, but pushing the vice in on the... Oh, wonderful AP barrage, or AP burst. Oh, just nails the M20. They leave the bazooka for the grenadiers to take. How nice of them. How considerate. You don't see people that considerate these days. Some shit's happening over here, but I want to see the grenadiers did get the bazooka. Suddenly this is bad for the Americans. Not awful. They do have a lot of fuel in the bank, so they can make stuff happen, but Dave able to deal with the M20 without even involving the armored car. Pretty impressive. Pretty good. That's Dave for you. And also, CJ Citizen, American player, doing a great job capping the right-hand side of this map, but it's not going to last very long. What is this? MG. I feel like this MG has been around for a while. Oh, we're pulling the same shit, except it doesn't get it. It's too far out of range. There's nobody spotting for it. So the Americans tried to pull the same shit with the armor-piercing rounds, but they were only able to do a bit of damage, and then they lose the machine gun. This is looking suddenly really bad. Are they going to get it back? LMG Grens right here are going to make this a really risky proposition. You're really low health. This is not a great idea. Oh, they're not crewing it. Good. First, they're going to fight. They're going to see if they can win the fight. They can't because there's an armored car here. So now they're just going to lose manpower. This is bad. This is looking kind of ugly. Oh, maybe they can get the machine gun back. Are they going to get grenaded again? I think they're going to get grenaded again. They're not. Actually, it was enough to just shoot them. Nice American mortar hit. Woof. Well, there's that. Alright, 3rd time's the charm. Here we go. Psych yourself up, Lieutenant. Just walk across the red cover, grab that shit, and leave. You're good. You're good. You got it. Now just retreat. Don't set that shit up. Pick it up and... Nope, don't set that shit up. Don't set it up. Okay, well...
Gun crew just got wiped out.
Ooh, boy. Alright, you got it. You got it. You got this. Okay, he quits. Too much. Too much. This machine gun was just too crushing. Dave, a master of psychological warfare, just knew all you have to do is right-click this thing and your opponent loses. That was a good game. I enjoyed that. That was some sweet M20 usage. We got to see that barbecue over here, and then the amazing ending, even though the American player had tech to a major, so things weren't all over. I guess the American player certainly didn't have a lot of fuel income to buy something with the major, like a Sherman, but, you know, it wasn't too bad. The American player had this fuel. You're not completely cut off. You've got a lot of riflemen on the field. You haven't lost too many squads. This thing is still totally crewable. I know the Jaeger command were maybe going to take it, but maybe the mortar could take it back. I guess they were about to get fucked up, so that's why the American player quit. That's the real reveal. It wasn't the machine gun. It was the fact that the mortar was about to get fucked up. The end.